Alright, so I hope you're all ready for April 4th because title update 1 for Monster Hunter Wilds is quite a bit bigger than we initially thought. Sure, we are getting the Grand Hub, which looks amazing, we are getting Mizutsune as a boss fight, but there's so much more coming up. Next month has 2 more bosses on top, including the returning Zoh Shia in high rank with some amazing armor sets that personally I can't wait to get. There's way more on top, arena quests, more events, and also future roadmaps, so without further ado, let's jump right in. But let's get started with the new player hub, of course the highly requested and anticipated social space. Now we're gonna get to unlock it starting high rank 16 by talking to Tetsuzan over in the upper area of Suja Peaks of Accord. And once we do, we are going to get access to this rather large area actually. I'm really impressed by the visuals, and this whole space will eventually also change as we get seasonal events like the upcoming spring event, but more on that in just a little bit. So many of the features we had in the base game will be moving over here, but we also get some new ones. So you're going to notice that the smithy Gemma is here, also getting helped by some kind of new apprentice. We also see that the squad information center will relocate from the Windward Plains and now move to the Grand Hub so that we access all the squad related stuff over here. But we also get at least a couple more mini games that can give some pretty useful rewards in hunts. For example, one of them is the barrel bowling. And it seems that this is another competitive game that we can take part in, and depending on the score, we are going to get some consumables useful in hunts like potions, rations, and a bunch of other stuff that can provide healing or other buffs, as we can see from the winning screen over here. Also, the kitchen area is back, by the way, and you can finally go ahead, prep those amazing meals, which by the way will also change depending on the season. Now, in terms of the monsters, this is where it gets interesting. We actually get 3 monsters in the month of April, with the first one obviously being Mizutsune starting April 4th as part of the update. We're gonna get to encounter it via an extra mission starting high rank 21 by talking to Kanya over in the Scarlet Forest. So this entire encounter, as we knew from the leaks months back, will happen in the Scarlet Forest. And obviously the fight seems to be rather the same as it's usually been. You have the Bubble Blight. It seems that there are some other debuffs here that get applied, though I'm not entirely sure what the red ones really do. In this case, we also get the armor sets associated with defeating Mizutsune by collecting the creature parts. We can see them right here being featured, both for the Hunter as well as for the Palico. However, I will say this, I think that the Zoh Shia encounter will be even crazier. So this is obviously going to now return, but to high rank. The highly anticipated final boss of low rank now finally gets its own high rank mission. So to get Zoh Shia to spawn, we're going to have to basically first complete a new mission that unlocks at high rank 50, and once we complete that mission, this is when the boss will now have a low chance of spawning in the ruins of Wyveria during the inclemency in that region. So in this case, during the Wyvern's Awakening. So quite similar to the way Jin the Had also spawns, and in this case it's an 8-star hunt, and yeah, we also seem to get a bunch of Artian weapon parts from it, but there's also a chance to give decorations instead, the max rank decorations that is. But check out these armors right here that we're gonna get. I'm pretty sure that 99% of the player base will rock these armors once they drop in. In this case, they even have a really cool animation that pops up when you unsheath your weapon. So it looks absolutely amazing. Those black particle effects with the white contrast looks absolutely insane. We of course knew of some of these weapons from the data mines as well, but they look even better in actuality. And by the way, the same applies to your Palico when it unsheathes the weapons. And of course, it's not the only boss we get. Like they mentioned before, there's also a level above tempered bosses. So yeah, obviously that's going to be arch-tempered bosses, and in this case the first one we're gonna get is the arch-tempered Rey Dau. We even have a release schedule for that between April 29th and Tuesday, May 20th. There's going to be an event that spawns this. And arch-tempered monsters provide the ultimate challenge as the strongest beasts of nature. Rey Dau, in my opinion, is one of the coolest bosses in Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm glad that it's the first we actually get as an arch-tempered enemy. In this case, you're gonna have to be at least high rank 50 or more to actually get access to it. But this will also give you the new Rey Dau Gamma set as you take the new creature parts, and this is how it looks like. I think that it's really awesome. We haven't seen any of the bonuses just yet, but pretty much all of these armors are going to probably be absolutely worth it. Now, another endgame activity we're gonna get is Arena Quests. This is basically a time-based event in which you're gonna have to fight enemies with predetermined armor and compete with other players all across the globe for the best possible timer. And the best possible timer, of course, will also get some exclusive rewards. You get access to these by talking to Ricardo, the Arena Quest counter over here at the main hub. The gist of it is that you can do this with up to 2 hunters. You will also compete in a world ranking, so obviously everybody across the globe will compete in these for the best possible timer, and you cannot change your equipment. You're going to be given a specific equipment to use during these events. But there's going to be a leaderboard, or in this case expedition record board, at the entrance of the Grand Hub to view the global rankings. But in terms of getting extra sources of loot and other rewards, it seems that the limited bounties will further get expanded upon to also now include some of these arena quests as well. But you also get participation rewards. Obviously, if you beat the timers, we can see that some of these are actually very useful. One of them is called the Pinnacle Coin, a commemorative coin bestowed on hunters who have mastered the craft. The value of its sheen priceless. Though we don't really know exactly what we're going to use these for, we do get some other items in there that may be useful. It seems that we're getting some armor spheres, also some demon buffs, and even a bunch of, I believe those are actually hunter contracts that we can go ahead and use at crafting. In terms of getting extra sources of loot and other rewards, it seems that the limited bounties will further get expanded upon to also now include some of these arena quests as well. We can see, for example, in this one, we also get rewarded with a high-grade armor sphere over there, though it does seem to show 0 over there, so maybe it's some kind of UI bug, we're not really sure, but cooking ingredients also seem to be parts of that challenge reward as well. Besides this, we also get challenge quests and free challenge quests, which are quite similar to that. So these are limited time events as well, where you earn pendants from participating, as well as based on your completion time and ranking. So on one side, we have those challenge quests, which are with up to 2 hunters using specific equipment, but there's also free challenge quests that will make their series debut over here and are with up to 4 hunters, but with no restrictions in terms of equipment. So you can obviously go with different builds and try out different setups with your teammates and see exactly what works with you. Go in and beat those timers up. Now, besides this, we're also going to have to talk about the seasonal events, which actually start with the Spring Festival, the Festival of Accord, Blossom Dance. So during seasonal events, we're going to notice that the whole appearance of the Grand Hub and even the meals that are given there will actually change to fit the new seasonal theme. And from this, we're going to earn a whole bunch of new in-game rewards. So this includes gestures, also consumables, also previous event quests may oftentimes make a return during these seasons. So if you missed anything in the past few weeks, likely we're gonna see quite a bunch of these making a return over here too, including some of the armors we unlocked during those. But obviously more event quests will continue to be added to the game. We already know that next week a new set of events will also start, and we can see some of the teasers over here, including this really cool scarf blowing in the wind that we're gonna get at some point, with others obviously making later down the line. Now, for those of you who are still interested, we also get some free new items. There's a cosmetic DLC pack 1 as well, so you can add fresh visual flares to your hunting adventure with Cosmetics DLC number 1, a bundle of stylish content available starting April 4th. So this is going to provide a bunch of items. One is new furnishing for the pop-up camps, new camp gear options and decorations that we have also seen from the presentation. This is going to be available to players who have obtained the Premium Deluxe Edition or the Cosmetic DLC Pass. If you have either of these, you will get access to that Cosmetic DLC pack. The contents of the pack can also be obtained separately, but also stuff that's returning for free. So we've seen some downloadable gestures making a return from previous Monster Hunter games, also extra cosmetic DLC items and like layered armor you can apply to your character, as well as of course customizable skins for your own sacred. So overall looks pretty awesome, but Alma also gets extra customization with some new outfits that you can go ahead and toggle in the change appearance menu. So it looks pretty awesome. I hope that more of these will come out soon. And by completing a quest for her eventually, there are more options opening up, including some ways to change glasses. So hopefully, again, this is also going to get expanded upon. That's just the beginning. Now, besides that, we also have, of course, the roadmap for all of the other stuff that will follow in the next months up until summer, and it actually looks quite exciting. So like I said before, this is the schedule right here. Title Update 1, which launches with Mizutsune, Zoh Shia, Arena Quest, and the Grand Hub, will start on April 4th. Then from Tuesday, April 22nd up until May 6th, we're going to get the new seasonal event, the Festival of Accord Blossom Dance, which also changes everything in the Grand Hub, including all of those new items we can also get. Then on Tuesday, April 29th up until May 20th, we're going to get the Arch-Tempered Rey Dau encounter. And later at end of May, there's going to be another update which includes a collaboration with another Capcom title, which also adds some extra additional features. Finally, we also have title update number 2 planned for summer 2025, and it seems that at least the Legaicrus has been teased in it, just a portion of it, but there's also going to be a seasonal event, so hopefully it's going to be on a similar scale. Now, there is some bad news as well. We aren't getting all of the features that we wanted, but I'm still gonna take it. In this case, we aren't getting any layered weapons, so no transmogrification for weapons just yet, unfortunately. It also seems that we aren't getting creature displays just yet. That seems to be planned at a later date. However, a timeline for it has not been presented by Capcom. So for now, this is what we're gonna get, but hopefully up until title update number 2, we will see those getting added in the game, as it seems that stuff will progressively get introduced as the time goes on. So that's pretty much it for now with the major features. We're gonna talk more about the updates in upcoming videos. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.